Good afternoon, world. It's moments past noon here in Waxahachie, Texas, deep in the heart of the Lone Star State. And here we sit in our palatial studio in the shadows of the Ellis County Courthouse. And we are doing episode number 49. Can you believe we're on number
Exciting.
49? Big 5-0 next week of grit and good news. And I'm your co host, Jeff Lynch. Capably at the board is our man, Sam Brooks. To my right is my friend, your friend, our pal, our host, Scott Brooks. Scott,
Thank you, brother.
nice to have you.
Yeah, well, it's good to be here.
You want to talk a
Good to
little
be
bit about
breathing.
49?
Yeah, so we got number 49. What Jeff started, which I really enjoy, I hope you guys do too, is uh the number of our show. Jeff goes and sees who wore the same number in sports.
You got to be famous and good.
Yeah, okay, well,
And we open with Bobby Mitchell, running back, 58 to 68.
for who?
And I didn't write it
Yeah,
down.
I don't remember him.
And we got Ron Guidry, longtime Yankee,
Yeah,
75 to 88, 5 Golden Gloves and 2 Cy Youngs,
and a Cajun.
and a
He
Cajun.
had that accent too. I
A-
loved it.
And we talked about this person the other day when we were talking about knuckleballers. Tim Wakefield was the all-time knuckleballer,
Yeah,
and he played from 95 to 22 to 12, and he played till he was age 55, and he was the oldest person in baseball at 55, and he probably was at 44 and 43.
yeah, I played for the Pirates and the Red Sox at least.
He
I
was
played
wearing a
for
Red
others.
Sox uniform when I saw him. I
Yeah,
think he ended his
he
career
passed
there.
away a couple years ago.
You know what's the hardest job in all sports?
But
Being a catcher for a
yeah, yeah,
knuckleballer.
big old mitt.
And you know what? You don't have to call any signals. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I mean,
But
I
but you don't know where that thing's gonna be.
no, we need more. We needed knuckleballers back.
Yeah, we do. We need more.
Yeah,
We had the great Hoyt Wilhelm,
yeah.
8-time All-Star. Uh, you can't see it behind my
The
microphone.
Buffalo Bills
Why
logo.
am I wearing my Buffalo
Yeah,
Bills?
why?
Most of these great players that I find, very few of them are current. But number 49 for the Buffalo
Don't tell
Bills,
me.
that's
What
I want you to figure it
what
out. You should
years? What years?
18 to the present. That's what I'm talking about.
49, 2000 to the
2018 to the
number
present.
49. It's got to be
I think he was the safety. It said I didn't write it down.
okay, I don't know. No.
Trumaine Edmonds.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you with me?
He's not a big of a star for me to know him.
I thought you had to be pretty big to make this list.
Well, maybe.
Chris Sale, pitcher
Yeah.
from
Lefty.
2010 to the present. And what is the distinction about him? It's a physical distinction.
Skinny and tall.
He is the tallest
Yeah.
player in Major League Baseball. And I'm telling you what, when they're tall and you're coming at you, that is
Who
scary.
was the other notable tall pitcher left-hander?
Randy Johnson.
There you go.
Randy
Yeah.
Johnson, who
Yeah.
not to be not
He
kind. That was really one of the most unhandsome men of all time, but he could bring it, couldn't he?
he could bring it. Yeah.
He could bring it.
Yeah.
Philippe Alou
Yep.
of the Alou brothers,
Yeah.
and there was Maddie
Yeah.
and I didn't. Was it
Matty
Moses?
Alou.
Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They say it different.
Moses
Yeah.
from 58 to 72, and the Rangers own Charlie Huff,
Yeah.
and that's what I got for you in
That's
that
awesome. Very
department.
good.
All right,
So number 49, we got number 50 coming up. Big,
big 5-0, big
uh, s-
5-0.
yeah,
We won't have party
benchmark.
hats, but we might do something to celebrate.
Yeah,
That's all I
cool.
can tell you.
Little more on the updates. My wife and I went out to see our youngest kid, Hellion. There's Terry Beasley. Hey, bud, wondering what happened to you?
Earl
Very
Cooper.
good.
Okay, thank you.
But we went out to see Ross play the Waxahachie High School varsity team play golf yesterday at Dallas Golf Club. Oh, the Golf Club of Dallas, to
The
be
Golf Club
proper.
of Dallas, where I
Really nice
am a
course.
volunteer.
Yeah.
Marshall started the all-time great retirement job.
Yeah,
Doesn't pay you anything, but you get free golf.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun up there. I love that course. And so we watched them, walked around. It was so cold, man. I'm telling you, the sun was out, but the wind was so strong. It was cold, and there was no getting around it. I mean, you just going to get hit with the wind. It was brutal. And those kids are out there. matter of fact, I said to one young lady who was playing, I don't know what school she was from. She had on, her school what do you call them? Uniform,
Yeah.
whatever. Uh, it was no sleeves and short skirt with shorts under it and all that. And I'm like, "Aren't you cold?" And she said, "No, not really." I said, "Man, young people are crazy." But it was so cold. But Ross, anyway, Ross shot a. I had him down for an 83. He had him down for an 84. Being the young man that he is, as he should do, he went with 84. So he shot an 84 and really played well. Had started out
Birdie.
birdie.
Tough place to play any day in the wind and never seeing the course.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
his first time to ever play
if the
on it.
three of us went out someday, I
Yeah,
see
we'll
him
play.
with 78.
Well, they play again there on April the 2nd and
I'll,
3rd.
I'll be working.
So anyway, so that was a lot of fun. And then I think that's it for the updates. Yes, a lot going on in
Yep.
Texas, down in Austin. We're going to have a segment on what this legislative session is cooking down there, and it always makes me nervous. And I think they're just a bunch of I mean, I respect many of them, but I think it's a time for us to see the crazy things they come up with. So there's some things that we need to talk about and want to share with you about Texas politics and particularly schools and things of that nature. So we'll be talking about that soon. Anything else on the update?
No topic is off limits for us.
No, 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 not at all. Matter of fact, we're going to get into some topics today that are
And we get away
pretty
with doing
hairy.
with all that without any vulgarity. I'm so proud of us.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a low bar of
yeah,
pride, though. You
yeah.
know.
We don't we try our best not to
Yeah.
swear. But anything else on the updates?
That's it.
Sammy, anything on you? No. SMU is in the NIT. They're seated number first seed in the NIT, which is the
And they won last
non-March
night.
March Madness
They didn't
tournament.
make it to March Madness.
No,
Yeah, I didn't think
no,
so.
they're the best of the rest of them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but they played last night. I don't know if they won yet. I
I need
see.
to look. Yeah.
So anyway, I mentioned on
No, they
Tuesday's
did win.
show. Huh?
They won.
They did, yeah. I figured they would. But I mentioned on Tuesday's show that we wanted to talk about some polls. Now, if you're so into polls that you rely on them exclusively, then you're going to be all over the place. You're going to have your head spinning because a pollster can get the
Amen.
people to say anything. So the
Amen.
outcome can be whatever you want it to. It just all depends on the questioning and who you sample and that sort of thing. But I've looked through a number of polls and they're all saying the national polls, they're all saying pretty much the same thing. So I wanted to just share with you guys and then we weigh in on what some of these polls are saying. This is a poll from a story on March the 19th. This one, the other one is March 17th. So yesterday and last Friday. So I'm going to just walk through these. This is a Fox News poll. The other one is a NBC News poll. So here's what the numbers say. I'm going to start with the most recent one. Uh, Half of voters, 49%, approve of the job Trump is doing as president, matching his high from April 2020. He is at high marks among key groups. Those groups include women.
April of 2020, he wasn't in office, so
No, but he still could. He had just left office,
yeah,
and
okay,
they're still, they always
yeah.
measure uh, the president as he's leaving. They want to know what people think of him. So, uh, but he is at high marks among key groups, including women, black voters, and voters under the age of 30. For reference, in January, a 52% majority of voters approved of the job Trump was doing handling the presidential transition. Listen, this is an interesting quote. Or not quote, poll result. 9 in 10 Republicans approve of Trump, while the same number of Democrats disapprove. So you don't have to look far to find 90% of Republicans love what Trump's doing. 90% of Democrats don't like what Trump's doing.
Imagine that.
Yeah, here is the middle, which are the independents. 60% of independents disapprove of Trump's job performance. So uh, there in the middle, Trump is underwater. Fox News poll also says that Trump is the most popular he's ever been. Overall, 51% disapprove of the job Trump is doing, including 45% who strongly disapprove. Uh, he's still the most popular he's ever been. Trump has issued more than 90 executive orders in his first 60 days in office, and about 7 in 10 voters are concerned these actions may permanently alter the country's system of checks and balances. Now, concern doesn't mean dislike, it's just that there's concern. And before you say your thing, I want to just that's similar to how voters felt about Obama uh, use of executive actions in December of 2014. 68% were concerned. So the same 70, 68% are concerned about the things that Trump is doing with executive orders. That same number were concerned about what Obama was doing with executive orders. So again, concerned isn't synonymous with dislike or like. It's just that they're concerned about it. So what were you going to say?
I heard something today on the radio about executive orders. And if you go back all the way through George W. Bush's presidency, Bush, 2 terms Obama, one of
Biden.
w-
Oh, oh,
one of
oh,
Trump and
yeah,
one of Biden.
yeah,
Out of
yeah.
those 123, 64 of them were Trump in his first presidency.
Hmm.
13 were Biden's, and 14 were in the second. 14 now in this new term. Okay.
Hmm.
So 78 out of 123 are Trump, and then the 13 by Obama. Now you're 91 of 123. I
Yeah.
mean, it's become far more prevalent, and Trump has been the number one person using it by
Yeah,
far.
I guess if you one could assume that if you're got you have the most executive orders, then your view of the previous administration was that it needed to be almost overhauled, which is true
Right.
of how Trump and those on the right see the Biden administration and the Biden years have to be overturned. And so Trump just said, okay, he campaigned on it, so America knew what it was voting for in
Yeah.
terms of I'm going to make these executive orders today. Trump is supposedly going to uh, write a I don't know what you call it, institute, implement another executive order. And you know what that one is? Eliminate the Department of Education.
I heard that.
That is
I heard
supposed to
that.
happen today. Uh, Predictably, a decade ago, more Republicans were concerned about executive orders, while now it's Democrats, roughly 9 in 10, uh, are concerned. Independents feel about the same as they did 10 years ago, which is about 66% are concerned. So um, it's all about who's in office. When a Democrat's in office, Republicans are really concerned about the executive orders.
Hmm.
When it's flip flopped, but the independents have been about the same over the past 10 years. Congressional Republicans hit their highest approval rating this month as 43% of voters approve and 55% disapprove. While that is upside down by 12 points, it still constitutes a significant improvement from the 36-point negative rating in October 2023 and the 55-point low a decade ago. Can you imagine being a part of a group that receives such low approvals and don't refuse to do anything about it? That's what's happening to the Democrats now. The Republicans have improved. They're still upside down, but they've improved dramatically. News across the aisle isn't as pleasing for the Democrats. They have a 66% disapproval rating of the job they're doing, with only 30% approving. I think it's just under 30%, nearly matching their record low of 29% in November 2013. So
And if you
November,
got the Democrats at 50% based on the election, that's 16% of the Democrats. You
yeah.
you you you'd think more of them would. The fact is that they've come some direction. You
Well,
know.
the Democrats in 2013, Obama was in office, right?
Yeah.
And so that's when they had a 29% approval rating, the Democrats in Congress. The current 36-point deficit represents a marked decline from the 23-point difference in October 2023, that is for the Democrats. The last time the question was asked, uh, Republicans backing their party today, 88%.
Tried and true.
In October 2023, you know what that was? 54%.
Mm.
So barely half, well, just over half of Republicans in America in October 2023 were approved of their own party. Uh, uh, Only 49% of a
What was
Democrat.
there to approve of? You had a bunch of guys in Congress that were outnumbered. You
Yeah,
couldn't, you know.
I guess the I don't know what I didn't see the list of
Right.
things that you would approve or disapprove of. Uh, right now, as only 49% of Democrats approve of their party's lawmakers today versus 74% in 2023. So it's flip-flopped. So today, 88% of those of us on the right approve of what's going on with the Republicans in Congress, whereas in October of 2023, barely half of us, or just over half of us, approved. Today, that it's flip-flop. So now the Democrats have a what I 49% of the Democrats approve of their party's lawmakers today, whereas 74% approved of them in 2023. Democrats are united in their antipathy toward Trump, but they aren't happy with their own party. By an 18-point margin, voters disapprove. This is interesting. This is about Elon Musk, which we're going to talk about more in detail here in a few minutes. But uh, by an 18-point margin, voters disapprove of the job Elon Musk is doing at the Department of or Doge. 40% approve, 58% disapprove. Most Republicans approve, while nearly all Democrats disapprove. So for the poll to say that 58, what is it? 58% disapprove, but 78% of Republicans approve, and 93% of Democrats disapprove. It seems to be weighted towards the Democrats to have an overall
Hmm.
number low. Uh, so it goes on to talk about
Is that
Marco.
is there more number whipping? I think that's
Is there
enough.
another way?
Is there more
I'm going
number
to give
whipping?
one more.
All right,
JD Vance. What do you think his voter rating is? Job rating is
50,
40,
50.
45% approve, 53% disapprove overall. And it's the same thing. So that's the overall tally among Republicans. His approval rating is 85.
85.
His uh, so for the Republicans to say 85% of us approve of him, but the overall poll says that what was it? 53% disapprove. There's got to be a whole lot of Democrats in that poll, correct?
Yep.
So there you go. I guess the message is for me, when I look at Congress, the State of the Union, and I watch, it's the left or the right. I mean, if the right, I doubt the right would have sat down while a young man with brain cancer was being celebrated. They would have stood up and clapped. They would have at least clapped. But nonetheless, whenever I watch the State of the Union and see the actions or the lack thereof, which it's like no comment is a comment. If you're sitting down and not doing anything, that is an action about whatever it is that's being presented. It just makes me it drives me nuts. Like how does a country so valuable and great as America end up with yahoos running it? I
Well,
don't
don't
get
act
it.
like this is anything new.
It's not.
Okay.
So I've been asked. That's why I've got a bit of I'm incredulous about it. Why? It's
How
like
about, you know what?
it's like having a blind person, with all due respect to blind people, being chosen to run or to drive a sports car in a race. It's what I mean. Why are we
Maybe
doing
it's
that?
because so many competent people want no part of politics.
I think that's
I
true.
think that's the thing.
You know, and as a person that writes a column, as you have well seen, I these people, the hate in America is alive and well. And so, does a person say like Sammy right now he's 20, say, he's thinking about being in politics when he's 30. Does he want to be? I mean, at least Sammy has the ability to say, you know what, if I want to do that, and I'm thinking about it at 20, and I'm probably going to do it when I'm 30, he can say, I'm going to make the next 10 years of my life crystal clean. I'm going to try to mitigate mistakes and not do dumb stuff and blah blah blah. Uh, but then you have those who like I don't mind telling you, there's a guy I think I mentioned to this the other day, yesterday on the golf course. Years ago, we hired a sports editor at the
Yeah.
Daily Light,
Yeah.
and now he's long since gone, but he wants to become a politician, run for office down in Austin, and he's on TikTok and other places asking or suggesting there be genocide of MAGA Republicans. Now, who would do that? Who, knowing you want to run for politics, you're gonna that stuff's gonna be everywhere. So I don't.
No telling.
But for good people out there to think about running in politics or getting into it, you got to have some thick skin, and you got to know that they are going to come after you hook, line, and sinker, everything they got. And somebody on my column yesterday, a young lady posted, "Time to boycott. Time to get advertisers to boycott this paper." And I wanted to say, knock yourself out. Uh, but that's what you face, and so I'm with you. That's how we end up with people who just don't care, or they care more about money. Somebody was talking yesterday about, I saw Chuck Schumer, that when he started in politics in 1977, that he was broke. He didn't have any idea what he wanted to do, so he ran for politics, got into politics, and now he's a multi millionaire.
You see,
Chuck
Chuck,
says,
Finland is the eighth happy is the most happy country for the eighth straight year. U.S. and a nice
yeah,
24. We're about 39 on
there are
education,
800.
and that's why the Department of Education is going away because you got this huge bureaucracy teaching a bunch of putting out agendas instead of teaching kids, and that's why our education
Yeah,
is so
it's
bad.
what is it's not education, it's indoctrination. There are
Indoctrination.
183 countries in the world, something like that, or 184.
I'm glad we
Uh,
got in the top 25.
yeah, that is good. Yeah,
Was
I don't
that
know
the
if
USA was that the USA Today poll or the coaches poll?
yeah, yeah,
Arr,
right.
arr, arr, arr.
I don't, I don't know what Finland's got going. It's cold in Finland. That right there says I that you got to have a whole lot
Cold
that would make
weather,
me
home with
happy.
mama, snuggle. That's a pretty good life.
Not year round.
Chilly
Where
weather,
you gonna go
snuggle with
play
mama.
golf
That's a
in
pretty good
Finland?
life.
Do they play golf in Finland?
In the summer, yeah.
How you know? What's the temperature in Finland in the summer? Too cold to play golf.
You get your highs in the 70s and your
I'll
lows
bet
in
you
the.
$15. Sammy, look up the weather and the average temp
Let's move
summer
on.
in
Let's move
Finland.
on.
Yeah, you don't want to lose. Anyway, so there you go. All right.
In
Anything
July,
else on it?
Sammy, don't say summer, say
Oh, he's
July.
picking the hottest month.
Well, yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm with you. All right, so
What do we got now?
what?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, so Elon, tell me, just answer for me. Look at
I'll try.
top three are cold. Go figure that.
Yeah,
So, what
Sweden probably.
What do you think of Elon? Just me and you were talking on the street, shooting the bull. What do you think of Elon?
He's doing the stuff nobody had the guts to do. He's not getting paid
Not
to
what
do
he's
it.
doing, just what do you think of him?
What I think of him,
Yeah.
I appreciate what he's doing.
Do you like him?
I like him. I like him more all the time.
Did you like him this time last year?
No, because
He's
I thought he was just a rich snot, and I thought, um, I don't know, why do we need private space exploration? I mean, what have we really gotten out of our space program other than pulling together and getting to the moon and going to Mars?
well,
It's not. I mean, I guess we learned things about minerals and stuff. I don't know. I just didn't understand why we have private space
do
exploration.
you think NASA could have pulled off what?
No, I don't think he could have.
So,
And we're cluttering up outer space all the time.
you know, uh, what's the average temperature in Finland?
July in Finland, it ranges from 59 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
Booyah!
Okay,
Can you play golf in that weather?
I won.
Can you play
You
golf in
said
that weather?
70.
I
Rita,
said
did you see that? He's losing and he's struggling with it.
I'm
I
okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I ain't playing golf in the 50s. I'm telling you that right now. Anyhow, so Elon, I work for two guys in Pittsburgh. Oh, I didn't work directly for them, but I indirectly. They were twins, and they have Asperger's syndrome. Are you familiar with that?
I
It's a
am.
social disorder
Hmm.
syndrome, form of autism, I guess you could say. I mean, they were high functioning, very smart guys, and had owned the paper there for a long time. And I thought they were goofy, but I I enjoyed working there, and but I've seen it in action. And many people say that Elon uh, is on the autistic spectrum. My guess, if that's true, that he's probably got Asperger's because he's goofy as heck in public, you know. And even in the conversation, he he's brilliant, and he has a hard time expressing it. But here's a guy who went from being, as I wrote in my column, being the savior, particularly for those on the left, green energy, electric vehicles, whatever else, to now being vilified. I mean, vilified. It's worse than, well, not, can't be worse than being shot at, but it's only a matter of time before somebody takes a literal shot at Elon. But Elon is despised. And so my column yesterday was Elon Musk. What about him makes the left go crazy? Because in the column, which has, by the way, just gone berserk. It's not very often. The aim isn't to have columns. The aim per se isn't to have any column go across the world. I'm not looking to for fame and fortune in that sense. Uh, but in this case, these columns that are written about Musk, about Trump, about Doge, about politics, about mostly politics. I mean, I wrote a column last week, Jesus, Jesus presidency, and that
Mm.
got some play, but not. I mean, a infinitesimally small fraction of what's happening now. So then I write a column about Elon Musk, and it's all over the
Right.
country. People
Right.
writing me asking for hard copies of the paper of the columm, and that's how can they post it on their X page and all that. So, but it's about Elon, and it's about saying Elon. Okay, Elon for starters, Tesla is created the market, right? I mean, name for me other than the normal manufacturers now converting things or making things electric. Is there any other brand name that you specifically associate with, to the exclusion of everything else, electric vehicles? There isn't, right? There isn't. It's Tesla. Uh, Margot says, sadly, you are right. So right. Hate finally rules. No crossing party lines. We truly need to get back to that. Uh, not sure it will happen in my lifetime, but one can hope. Hopefully, where'd that go? Hopefully, we are witnessing true cleansing of the political parties. I hope so as well. Hate and ignorance and jealousy are the root of why people don't like Musk. I totally agree with you. Terry says he's finding out where most of the expenses were going during Biden's time in office is one good thing he's done, of course. So I agree. And so the idea is to say, okay, we got Tesla. It was electric vehicles. Biden is the one who said in California is mandating electric vehicles.
Did you know that he said that it'd be fine for anybody to use the Tesla charging station?
Yeah,
It's like,
I mean, and he spends his own money to get SpaceX astronauts. Who now we got Mark Kelly, the senator from Arizona, and other yahoos that are going around saying, "Well, it was planned last September for this to happen now, and they were never stranded," and blah blah blah. I mean, the more you talk about it that way, the more it's obvious you're lying or that you don't know what you're talking about. If these people they went up there for 8 days, that was the intention. They've been up there 9 months. Something tells me they were wanting to come home. And so if Elon if we had to wait on the government to do it, one, politics plays a part. Biden, they refused to go up and get them. And so Elon Musk says, we'll go get them. So he got them. So you got space exploration. Then you got what's going on at Doge. All politicians for decades, if not centuries, have said, I don't know if they've ever truly believed it, but have said we need to get rid of abuse and corruption in the federal government. They've always said that. And so the guy comes along and says, okay, we're going to do it. And they go off on him.
yeah.
I mean, I told you I watch, and I ought to get like Person of the Year award for this, but I watch, well, Sonia does too. I watch Rachel Maddow. I can only deal with the first 15 or 20 minutes. I'm telling you, I don't know why anybody watches that crap. Uh, but, and they don't, fewer and fewer don't. But I would, I, I listen to it and she's rooting for America to fail. She's rooting for Doge to fail. She's claiming that Doge is criminal and all this other stuff. And what he's doing is simply getting rid of it. And it's that old thing. You've said it before. You throw what is it?
Throw the baby out with the
Oh no,
bathwater.
you throw the stick into a pack of dogs. Maybe somebody else has said. David Hill used to say that all the time. Throw a stick into a pack of dogs, and the one that yells is the one that got hit. So the one that's yelping, Mark Kelly and Rachel Maddow and these people that are screaming and yelling are the ones who, in my opinion, have the most to be exposed. Mark Kelly's going to be exposed one way or the other. That's why he's doing this nonsense. And so I just said, so what do you hate Elon for? And one of the pieces of the column that I really worked on was where it says, while I can't remember exactly, but while you whine, he innovates. While you complain, he dreams. While you uh, clamor, he gets things done. And so that's what I think is going on here. And God knows I love those people in my life who want people to succeed. I can't stand it when other people, out of envy or jealousy, want others to fail. Did you see what Tim Moss said yesterday? Tim, or whenever I think it was yesterday, or the day before, it was his speech. He said he you know how dumb he is. He says, I got this app on my phone where I can just now hit a button and it'll tell me what Tesla stock's doing. And he said I got it for uh emotional pep so that I could be happy to see it go down. And he's like, it's going down, and it's whatever the price was yesterday, or when he said that, he was cheering that it was down. This Tesla's an American company.
I know, and that shows that he's putting his convictions beyond his personal finances, which is rare.
Yeah, it is rare. And
It,
so why would
it,
a guy that ostensibly wants to be the president of the United States, that being Tim Walsh, he'll never be, but he wants to be, to get on video that the potential 2028 candidate for president on the left is going to have to see himself on video time and time and time again, pulling for an American company to fail. A company, do you know this? A company that the retirement systems of Minnesota have sizable amounts of investments in. He's calling for it to fail, rooting for it to fail. What it, what is going on? How does that happen? And
I'll tell you how it happens.
tell me.
I'll tell you exactly how it happens. The the problems with people's feelings about Elon Musk lie heavily on party line. You don't hear Trump supporters, Republicans, complaining. It's all coming from the butt hurt Democrats, and they can't find their way out of their of their doldrums, and they're relying on criticism and hatred and hurt feelings that won't heal. You know what happens when you cut yourself? What do you get?
Well, you get a scar, you bleed, and you get a scar.
You get a scab,
Yeah,
and then what happens when you pick your scab?
yeah, it bleeds
It
again.
bleeds again,
Yeah,
and then it heals a little bit, and it
yeah,
bleeds again. And next thing you know, you're hooked on picking scabs, and you never get healing.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah. I
just
mean,
thought of that brilliance, but that's true,
yeah,
right?
it is true. And let me just say this: I don't want to go on and on with this, but I do want to dig uh, deeper. Thank
Thank you
you,
for
Isaac.
liking that, Isaac,
Yeah.
and Nick. Thank you for checking back in, buddy.
Yeah, and Chuck talked about the fact that I would say Elon and Trump are two non-politicians that are in politics, and Trump, Trump, president of the country, if he says he's going to do it, he does it, and he ran on this stuff. Why are we surprised? I think the reason we're all surprised, those of us on the right pleasantly so, those on the left derangedly so, is because the depth of corruption and abuse is off the charts, and the left is left, pardon that pun, is left saying, well, the only defense we have is to do the I forget the name of the guy that Hillary Clinton was her mentor, not Zelensky, but the left's kind of, this is the playbook, criticize and condemn and attack when you don't have anything else, and that's what they're doing. But let me just add a couple more things about this conversation about the column. Of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have um, responded to the column, and many people have written and posted. Many have written me in the last 24 hours. It's an amazing experience, I will tell you. Some are local. A good many of these people are from all over the country and parts of the world. the people that are local, that are on the left, I have a message for them, and I don't know how many of them would be watching this. They tend to be keyboard warriors and not conversationalists. But there are a couple of them who said, we can't have that kind of column in a local newspaper because it's one of division. Um, it's a column and opinion piece, and I'm going to speak my opinions like I have for the past 25 years. I'm going to continue to speak them. If you find it divisive, then it's divisive. I speak what I think is the truth. The rest of the paper every week from 14 to 20 pages, um, only one page has opinions on it, and we'll run anybody's opinion.
And
Doesn't
it's
matter.
clearly stated on the top of the
It
page.
does. So everything else is about our local community. But this small group of people we're talking about, how can a small town, this isn't good for a small town. Well, first of all, we're not a small town. I went and researched what signifies or identifies a town as being small in this country. It's less than 5,000 people. Less than 5,000 people. We're pushing 50, and we have more and more people moving here every single month. And so the last thing I need to do as the publisher of this newspaper is to open the door for the nonsense that's destroying the rest of America to come in here and start reaching, compromising, and hurting Waxahachie. So I'm going to continue to
Right.
talk about these things. The other piece of it was these virtue signalers who talk about one dude. I mean, it's gotten so obnoxious. A local guy on the left just says he's so virtue signaler, but this isn't Waxahachie. Well, it is Waxahachie. If
It's one person. It's one
it's
person with an opinion.
yeah, it is what is Waxahachie is that we allow for different views. I mean, if this guy writes letters to the editors like he ain't got anything better to do, and we've never intentionally not included one, and we will include more going forward. The one lady or one of the ladies who was talking about, this can't happen in a small community. This is our community. We need to protect it. Blah blah blah, kumbaya, all that stuff. She wrote a letter to the editor. We're going to run it just as she wrote it, and I love that. Matter of fact, all these comments that are ready to hang me are fine. I don't care. They bother my family and my friends, but they don't bother me. But it's not going to stop. I am committed to making sure that Waxahachie's moat is deep and full of gators to keep the evil out to the extent that I can. And I have that obligation. We have that obligation. I have that obligation on the opinion page. And so it's not going to stop. So any hope that I will suddenly become a snowflake and want to hug it out, that's not going to happen. Matter of fact, next week's column is going to be just as thought provoking. That's the idea.
All
So
righty then.
anything else on that?
No, sir.
I needed to get that out of my
Boy,
system.
you did.
All right. What do we got now? Random thoughts. So I thought it was Jeff's turn. Jeff knew it was my turn, so I'm the one wrong here. So here's what we're gonna do. Drum roll. What's that thing you were saying yesterday? What's that
A
called?
little rim shot.
Yeah. Sammy, random thought.
You put me on the spot today. I wasn't ready, but kind of a popular one. Obsession will always beat talent. Always.
Really
If you
good.
are blindly obsessed with something, whether it be sports, work, you will end up progressing and just being the best you can be at that thing.
Very good. Listen to
Yeah.
my 20-year-old Confucius over there. That's
I
good
think we're
stuff.
making the kids smarter. I
Yeah,
don't
definitely.
by osmosis.
All right. What do you
Here
got,
we go.
Jeffrey?
My dad always told me the coolest thing he ever saw came in his high school yearbook, where it said, "Little Johnny so and so was once almost killed when a train of thought passed through his head."
That is the best
Yee.
quote ever.
Thank you, Thomas Virgil.
I told Jeff I'm using that quote. Mine is, I'm gonna stick with the one I told you in my office. It just came to me out of the blue.
Right.
The question I have is, do pit bulls get a bum rap? Do pit bulls get a bum rap? And that they're vicious, they'll kill you, they'll turn on you, they ought to be
Yeah, you know
euthanized, they
what?
ought not to be.
Eh,
Do they get a bum rap?
What do you mean?
Sammy,
Like, do they have a bad
do they get?
reputation?
Yeah.
Yes.
A bad reputation
Do
is
they
hard to.
deserve it?
I don't think so, but they do have one.
Yes, they have one for sure. But
They don't deserve it. They're just,
You know,
they're dumb.
what do you think?
well, the bad ones will spoil the reputation for the whole breed.
Well,
So,
that's true of everything, right?
well,
But
that's the
here's the
story there.
question, though. If I said to me or my wife or to Sammy or you,
I would
would you
never,
buy a
I
pit
would
bull
never
with
own one.
Layla?
I would never own one.
Why?
'Cause I got one
because they
that's
got a
all.
bad rap,
There, I got a better rap. Here you go. Let's move
right?
on. Yeah.
I wouldn't buy one. I got 2 Chihuahuas.
Right. What
If
if
I'm
you were
afraid
to if you
they'd
were to
eat
get
them.
one,
Huh?
if you were to get one, raise it.
Yeah, I'd raise it as a
Yeah.
puppy. I wouldn't buy one off
if you raise them with
I
enough
would
love?
I wouldn't buy one from Michael Vick.
And you know what?
Dad.
I think part of the bad rap is the bad people that own them and raise them the
Yeah,
wrong
they're
way.
idiots. And by the way, you know what? I've become in my older years, I'm not old, but in my older years, I've become pet animal obsessed. I saw this is going to be kind of frightening to people watching and listening. I saw an ant the other day, and I'd like, I, God created that ant.
And you
Why
didn't
would I
want to
end his
kill them.
life? I didn't kill him. Okay,
I got
there
an
we go.
ant bite on my thumb here, and it's
You
been.
what?
I got an ant bite right here, and it's been 8 days and hadn't gone away.
You'll be all right. You'll survive.
That's
Oh
my wife would
man.
say, "Should I call Care Flight?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right. Here we
All
go.
right, it's time for us to do our next round on the NCAA, which started today when we came over here. The only game we had on my computer in the background was Creighton was beating Louisville, which is good because I got Creighton.
Did we get all the results of those play-in games?
Yeah.
So
So
let's.
Alabama State won. Texas lost. Texas was up big in that game until like
Yeah.
6 minutes to go and lost. Uh, Mount St. Mary's won, and North Carolina killed San Diego State, which San Diego State a few years ago went to the Final Four. So what do we got? We got Auburn. Now, how are we going to do this? Because I'm all messed up. Auburn. All right, how are we going to do this? Just you know what? Say
Auburn beat.
yeah.
It's Auburn against St. Francis now, right?
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
Okay.
But
So
we did
so.
that the other day. We did that the other day. We did that level. So we have, in
Oh,
my
okay.
case, I got Auburn against Creighton. What do
Yeah,
y'all got?
I got Auburn.
Okay, so you got Auburn to beat Creighton,
Yeah.
Sam?
I'll take Creighton to beat Auburn.
Okay, I've got Auburn, and we got Texas A&M playing against Yale. What do you got there?
A&M.
I got A&M.
I got A&M on some of my polls, but I'm telling you right now, in a couple of polls, I got Yale.
Wait. You already had. We already gave that round. I thought
No,
we're
we
doing this
didn't.
one.
No, we're right here.
Okay.
Let's see. Ole Miss against North Carolina. Well, that's going to be a game. What you got?
I got North Carolina.
Ole Miss.
Ooh, I think I got Ole Miss. We got Marquette against New Mexico. No, Marquette against Michigan State.
You jumped over the Iowa State.
Oh, we did. Yeah, Iowa State over Marquette. No, that's the wrong one.
Iowa State
Wait a
over
minute.
Lipscomb.
Yeah, we got that. So then Iowa State would play Marquette.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm wearing my Iowa State Cyclones for
Look
my
at
man
you.
Mike
Where'd you
Fisher.
find that?
That's a
My
nice
man
hat.
Mike Fisher, whose daughter went there, gave it to me.
But where'd
So-
you find it? How far did you have to dig into wherever it was?
Actually, it fell off my hat rack.
Well, there's a sign right there.
And as an adult male, while his daughter was going there, he started going down to Iowa State football games from Minneapolis and bringing a couple of his college buddies, and he got to know all the tailgate friends of his daughter's tailgate parents, and they had their own friendship group.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, he'd go to two,
That's
three,
cool.
4 games every year.
Yeah, that's cool. Chuck asked how many brackets.
Probably 800.
Probably 10 or
Uh-uh.
11. I was doing it last night at midnight on my iPhone.
Terry says Iowa State. I'm going to go with Terry.
I'm with Terry too. Terry knows what he's talking about. Okay, then we got Michigan State or Florida. Wait a minute.
You're not reading these right.
I'm
You
not.
got
So read them.
New Mexico against Marquette.
No, you're not reading it right. Anyway, Michigan State against you got Michigan State, right?
Michigan State, yes.
Yeah. So then we got Iowa State and Michigan State. All right, then we got
Well, what about the New Mexico against Marquette?
we got
Or New Mexico?
they got
against-
Marquette. We had Marquette, remember playing
got-
Ole Miss.
I got New Mexico.
Oh, that's a loser. Florida.
I got married there.
Florida,
My,
Oklahoma.
my heart is there.
Okay. Florida against Oklahoma.
I got the Okies.
Florida.
All right. Florida. Florida's going to be tough to beat. I'm telling you right now. You got Memphis against. I got Memphis against Grand
Colorado.
Canyon.
Against Colorado State. You're looking.
No, I know that, but I got Memphis in that game to play. Okay, so you got Memphis.
Yeah,
All right, then Maryland, Grand
I
Canyon.
got Maryland.
All right, I got Grand Canyon. Sammy.
I have Maryland.
All right, Missouri, Drake.
Give me Mizzou.
I got Drake. I'm telling you,
I
11
picked
seed.
Drake. I picked Drake.
Texas Tech and UC Wilmington.
Give me Tech.
Yeah, that's
Tech.
good. Arkansas or Kansas.
Give me the Jayhawks.
Jayhawks or yeah, okay. St. John's, Omaha.
St.
St.
John's.
John's.
St. John's. All right, go over to the other side. We got Duke against Mount St. Mary's.
Duke.
We got Mississippi State against Baylor.
Sammy didn't get his
Oh,
answer.
I'm sorry. I
Definitely
know
Duke.
he's got Duke.
Definitely Duke.
Baylor against Mississippi State.
Baylor.
I got Mississippi State. Liberty against Oregon.
Oregon.
Liberty.
I got Liberty. Liberty. Arizona against Akron.
Zona.
Akron.
Yeah, I got Akron too. But Chuck says why 10? I don't because it may be 11. I just did as many as I could, and I couldn't do any more because of the deadline. Florida. Chuck's got Florida. Chuck's got Kansas. Duke all the way. Duke. Y'all are bandwagon.
Oh, I saw Cooper Flags
Y'all
playing Friday.
Yeah, well, they're bandwagon. BYU, VCU.
I'll take the Mormons.
BYU.
VCU, I'm telling y'all right now, VCU's going far.
Okay.
Wisconsin or Montana?
I got the Badgers.
Badgers, yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, okay. St. Mary's, Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
St. Mary's. I went to a St. Mary's.
Tim,
Not that
Sammy, I told you 10 seeds are not good.
Well,
Alabama against Robert Morris. I dare anybody to say Robert Morris.
Bama.
Look at Terry's got, yeah, good.
Robert.
Bama. Houston, SIU. What is SIU?
You said it last week.
Illinois. Southern Illinois.
Very good. Houston. All right. Gonzaga, Georgia. That's a good one.
I'll take the Zags.
Georgia.
I got Gonzaga. McNeese State over Clemson or against Clemson.
Clemson.
Do you see where McNeese State?
McNeese.
You know where the coach just got hired at NC State. He's going to coach out this tournament,
Wow.
and he took the job at NC State.
That's cool.
Purdue at High Point.
High Point. Sorry, Big Ten.
Look at there.
Sorry, Big Ten.
Purdue. I got High Point too. Illinois against Xavier.
Xavier.
Well, Xavier won it.
I'm talking about Illinois against Xavier.
They beat Texas.
Yeah. So Illinois against Xavier. Now. Jeffrey.
Give me the Illini.
What city is Xavier in? Anybody know?
I do.
What?
Maryland.
No. That's not a city, that's a state.
Oh, city. I don't know.
Xavier, where's it, Jeff?
Or state. I don't know.
I don't know.
Y'all are weak. Cincinnati.
Okay.
Kentucky against Troy.
Kentucky.
I'll take Tucky.
What state is Troy in?
Indiana.
We need to have class.
Pennsylvania.
Alabama.
Oh.
Let's see, what is it? UCLA, Utah State.
Utah State. Aggies.
Okay. Another 10 seed, Sammy. You're not listening.
I'll take the Bruins.
All right, Tennessee at Wofford against Wofford.
Tennessee.
Okay, that's enough for now
That's
because we
enough
don't
for
have
now.
much time. All right, poem time.
Poem time.
I'm trying to get Jeff to come up with a jingle for his poems, and he's being a little bit difficult.
I don't want
Chuck's
no stinking AI.
Chuck and Terry got
Gonzaga.
some good picks.
There you go, Terry. Now you're speaking.
They got some good picks in there.
Clemson, Kentucky. Terry's got. I think you meant VCU instead of BCU. But I'm with you on
Where is VCU?
VCU's in Virginia Commonwealth. VCU is an 11 seed that's going to go far. They may go to the Final Four. You heard it here.
Have you watched one
You
game of
heard
them
it
this
on
year?
Great and Good News, huh?
Have you watched one game of them this year?
No, but most of these I haven't watched.
I have not watched 30 seconds of college basketball.
I told you I
neither.
don't watch any of it until March Madness.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going
All right, let's
deep
go.
today. August 30th, 2020, in the tumultuous days of 2020.
Yep.
Single, white, and free. Who else says this besides me? Never gave it much thought, though I guess that I ought. I never coined the phrase, but used it in past days. My Google research reveals I had it wrong all along. It's free, white, and 21. It's not single, white, and free. It's free, white, and 21, meaning beholden to no one. It was a way of saying, without really saying, this white guy caught a break. That is certainly not fake. It is what it was. It was what it is. I knew what it was and just kept minding my biz. I guess it was crass, but I never felt like an ass. Just a thankful white guy who wore a nice tie. I'm starting to think I was really a dink. Not to question the norm, not to cause any storm. Now the pendulum done swung with the beat of the drum. New sayings are sung, with loud shouts they are rung. Yes, the past had much wrong, with change due far too long. Since MLK had a dream, little's changed, it does seem. But let's catch our breath for a minute. Best be careful how we spin it. Words have their appeal, but action's the real deal. Let's move past the clatter and get on with what matters. With real equality for all, then life is a ball. Put love in your heart, and you'll have done your part.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, those were
Tumultuous times
they were tumultuous. All
makes
right,
makes a
it
lucky
is
white guy
time, boys. Oh
profound.
yeah, Sammy, who you got winning the NCAA tournament?
St. John's.
He's copying his dad, but Chuck says it would have been funny if Sammy knows better. He's got on. As a matter of fact, you can't see him, but he's got on an Alabama hoodie today. He knows better.
I wouldn't do that.
He's
No,
an
he wouldn't do
I
that.
would
Alabama.
not do that.
Jeff,
No.
who you got?
I
Winning
got
it all.
I got who did I get?
Since you have St. John, Dad, I'll
And
take
one of them.
I'll take Bam.
I got Mizzou. I got
Oh yeah.
Mizzou going all the
Well,
way.
I got all those pool. What do you call them? Brackets. So I got more than just St. John's.
Grant Nelson with the stash.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's like your
Uh-huh.
stash. Okay.
Today in history, of course,
Jeff
as we know.
Terry says very good. I agree.
Thank you. Appreciate it,
All
Terry.
right, lay it on me.
We do have one opportunity for a bonus on a fact. In this case, it's a title. It's on the very first one.
Okay.
Harriet Beecher Stowe's influential novel about slavery, blank. Harriet Beecher Stowe's influential novel about slavery. It was entitled, you'll kick yourself. I didn't get it. You should know.
Entitled. Is there
Entitled.
more?
Yeah. We just said, oh, Scott will get that. He's going to get the bonus there.
Well, what is it? I got to make up the title, or are you giving me a clue in the title?
I got the, let me read the whole thing to you again. Maybe that will help you. And then you come back with the title. Harriet Beecher Stowe's influential novel about slavery, entitled Blank, was first published in book form after being serialized in the abolitionist newspaper, The National Era. It would become the best-selling novel of the 19th century. Best-selling
Is it
novel
a
of the,
one-word title?
you can't get a clue, but no, it's not a one-word title. Best-selling book of the entire 1800s. Harriet Beecher Stowe about slavery. No more clues. No more time.
Slavery sucks.
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Oh
The
yeah,
legendary
Rita.
Uncle
Good.
Tom's
That
Cabin.
Rita is right. If I'd have thought a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
I didn't
All right.
know.
So I
And
missed
well,
that.
no, that was just a bonus. How about the
Oh,
year?
okay. Yeah.
That's the whole
The year. So that would have been um
in the 1800s.
1859.
1870.
48.
Oh my
Dang,
goodness.
I blew that.
I was closer.
Here we go. The Republican Party was founded by opponents of slavery at a schoolhouse in Ripon, Wisconsin.
Chuck knew the book, by the way.
Oh, very good, Chuck.
Very good, Chuck. Have you
Uh,
read it, Chuck?
1895.
1889.
1854. What party did Abraham Lincoln?
I know that. Well, why are you holding that book? You afraid I'm going to cheat?
No,
Yeah, you're holding that book. Look at him holding that book
no,
like
because
I'm
when
going
I
to
hold it
cheat.
up like this, I get too much light shining through. Kidnapped newspaper heiress Patty Hearst
Yes.
was convicted of armed robbery for her part in the San Francisco bank
Yep.
robbery holdup carried out by the Symbionese Liberation Army.
1915.
No, 1977. 78.
1976, Sam. 1976.
Did you get it on the spot, Dad?
No. I knew when I was almost in high school.
I missed this widely. In Tokyo, packages containing the deadly chemical sarin were opened on 5 separate subways in domestic terror attack by members of the Aum Shinrikyo cult. Shinrikyo, cult, causing 14 deaths and injuring more than 1,000.
2003.
1991.
95.
Did I get it?
No.
Can you do math?
No. All right. How many more we got?
Two more.
Okay.
President Barack Obama ordered economic sanctions against nearly 24 members of Russian President Vladimir Putin's inner circle and a major bank that provided them support, raising the stakes in an east-west showdown over Ukraine.
2012.
2010.
14. Bonus for the big man.
Okay.
And bonus for the big man here. In a phone call to Vladimir Putin, President Donald Trump offered congratulations to on Putin's reelection. An official said Trump had been warned in briefings that he should not congratulate Putin. I'm saying, who's the official?
Yeah, right.
2018.
2017.
The bonus is in effect
Finally.
for young
Sammy.
Sam. Thank you much.
Yes.
Very good, Sam.
Okay.
Is that all of them?
That's all of them. 7 and
6,
1.
4, and
Finally.
2. Oh,
I got
7
one right
All right.
with the bonus.
You know, should Trump? I mean, if you were president, would you want to talk to one of your geopolitical opponents? Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the idea is
And would you congratulate him for winning?
here's what drives
course.
me nuts: how are we ever going to have a peace agreement by example with in Ukraine and Russia if we don't speak to both parties? It drives me nuts.
What kind of
And these people calling, you know, my column was full of people saying Elon's was doing the Nazi salute and all that stuff. One person spelled Nazi. You know how they spelled it? Notsee.
that looks like some of the writing I got from third graders on their poems
So
yesterday.
if and on this side, if I went, you know, if I did this and went like that, people are any one of those people would say I just did the Nazi salute, and I got 2 words for you:
Kiss mine.
fight me. It's ridiculous.
pretty
All right,
close.
what else? Anything else?
That's all the
Sammy,
fun
you got
I'm good
you
for.
excited for the Formula One?
Yeah.
What do you got going tonight?
First practice
Oh
of the
boy,
week.
first practice round.
Yeah, first practice that they get to go on the track is at 10 tonight, and then the rest of the weekend I have to be up at least 2:30 a.m. to watch anything live.
Why
And
do
where we
DVR it? You don't have to
where are
get
we
up.
running?
Huh?
China.
Where are they running?
Shanghai.
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 Why do you don't have to watch it live? Just
Well, it's that is
DVR
you don't know
it.
Formula One.
Are you going to watch that over March Madness?
Yes,
Oh, I have failed as a father.
I am.
I have failed.
You didn't fail for the first 19 years.
No, you're right about that.
Strong and independent. That's how you want to raise a boy. Come on.
And we got the Masters coming up. I cannot wait.
Did you hear
Matter
about
of fact,
Scott?
I found me a new golf company called Pins and Aces. Am I?
I like that logo.
Yeah, I do
how
too.
about Scotty Scheffler's what he's picked for the Masters dinner?
Well, oh, I saw it, but I didn't read it. I didn't blow it up.
Among other things, he's got his dad's famous recipe for ravioli.
That's
Really?
funny.
What would you choose if you'd won the Masters last year and could pick the dinner this year?
I'd go ribeye and lobster and a little wedge salad, baked potato loaded.
Sammy, what
I'll
would
do
you?
that same thing.
I had
big
chicken
old
fried
steak.
steak. Bring it. And Jeff brought Sonia and I some snacks yesterday, which is very nice of you. And Jeff's one of the nicest people I know. It was corned beef, man. That was good. All these years I didn't like corned beef. Now I do.
It's
All right.
brisket with nice seasoning. Here
Here's
we
our
go.
meme or quote to end the show. Well, before Jeff ends it, the strongest man in the world is he who stands most alone. Henrik Ibsen. The strongest man in the world is he who stands most alone.
Yes, sir.
That reminds me of the famous Confucius.
The what?
Confucius say,
Oh, yeah.
Man
Nope,
who
Henrik
man
Ibsen.
who fart in church sit in own pew.
Oh, Lord. There you go. Jeff said that, not me. All right.
Sam laughed, and that's
Thank y'all
all
for
we
being
can say.
here. We'll see you on Tuesday. Go St. John's.
Remember, don't write a check you can't cash. Boom.
No, Chuck, I do not like Max Verstappen. No, I don't. See you later.